Hey everybody, the Miser here to give you another informational video on weekly events. Technically, this video and the next one I'm going to do are not really weekly events, but they happen fairly frequently, so I'm going to put it into this category in this series. What I'm going to talk to you about today is the King's Path. The King's Path is a mini event that occurs within each consumption event, and it happens at the second half of the consumption. So when consumption is about halfway or coming to the end, you'll have 7 days of King's Path available to you. So it won't be available right at the beginning, but it will be available at some point. So just watch out for it. You will find it inside of the, well, here we got some flowery thing going on, but the tab that gives you all the events, crazy eggs and all that, you'll find that here. So King's Path, I have 2 days left on King's Path, and you'll notice that it's 2 days left on King's Path, but 3 days left on the actual event. So that's one thing to watch out for. It ends 1 day early so that you can collect your rewards. So don't think that it's going to last the last day. I have made the mistake sometimes of not collecting my things, not getting everything that's claimable, and then I get to the last day, I'm like, oh, where are they? Well, it ends the day before the last day of consumption, so keep that in mind. So what I'm going to talk to you about are the rewards and just how to accomplish things, and then eventually I'll go back and try to look at some of the harder ones to achieve, and if there are any tips and tricks that I can give you on how to make this a little bit easier. There are 5 days, and the way that it works is it on the first day, day 1 unlocks, and all the other ones are not available. And then the second day, day 2 will unlock, and then you have day 1 and day 2, and so on. Day by day, you'll get something unlocked, and then you'll have like a day or 2, maybe 3 days where you have all of them available to finish up. This used to be quite challenging to complete, and it's not that challenging anymore. One of the hardest things to complete was actually this Unstoppable one, and it's pretty hard not to achieve Unstoppable with Vikings and everything now. So this is very doable by any player that's in an alliance that is able to do a lot of boss rallies or participate in them. You can do this. The general rewards for completing King's Path are, I didn't mean that. But if you get to 99, you might not know this, but if you click right here, you'll see that you receive a historical general, Mehmed II. He's not the best general ever, but he's not terrible either. There are definitely worse ones than him. I've gotten a couple of him. I don't usually try to finish it because you just get the same general every single time. It's too bad it doesn't rotate. But let's see if I still have one. I probably sold 1 or 2, but I think I kept 1. Hopefully. No, I didn't. All right. Anyway, Mehmed II. I was so sure I kept 1. Let me take one more look. He has a ranged ability, and I'll check him in the tavern. Oh, there he is. I went right by him. So let me show you the skill book here. So it increases your ranged troop attack by 15% and reduces enemy mounted troops and ground troop defense by 15%. So he's not the best subordinate city general. You can just get a General 6C, and that's already better, very easily obtainable in Tavern. But if you don't have a lot of generals, he's not the worst thing out there, and he is achievable just from a little bit of hard work. So you don't have to spend gold, you don't have to spend gems, you can just get them right away. So if you don't have a lot of generals, then that's something to consider. You get a lot more, though, from King's Path other than just the general for completing. For every point, every progress point, that's clicking one of these things and claiming them, you get one of these chests, which gives you materials for crafting gear, you get general experience, and you get 10 stamina. Doesn't seem like a lot, but 99 chests, every couple weeks, it adds up. You get a lot of materials overall in the end. And then on top of that, each of these individual pieces that you complete have their own rewards, and some of them are actually pretty significant. So I'll look at day 1 first. And I'm saying day 1, day 2, day 3, but sometimes these things move around. So like Unstoppable is here, but it might be day 4 next time. So don't expect it to necessarily be in this order, but they all will appear somewhere, just mixed up. So my day 1 right now, city tax. All you gotta do is tax. It's fairly easy to complete. Just by doing the regular taxes, I get to 75 without even trying. So if you have this one available, you might decide to do your normal tax and then a couple of gem taxes as well. You know, it starts off like 2 gems, 3 gems, 4 gems. Just do like the 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. You know, it adds up. It's a very easy one to accomplish. You don't have to do it all in one day. You'll have several days to do it, so easily obtainable. These ones, day 1 actually I think is always the same from what I remember. I could be wrong, but they give you this pretty early. All you have to do for these is gather. So just do targeted gathering, get 50 million of each resource, and you'll be able to claim all of these. I haven't finished it. I'm not really trying to finish it. This is just passive gathering. But you know, if I wanted to, it'd be pretty easy to send them out, and I'd get these. And you know, you get some speed ups to make sure you get into rallies and attack faster or whatever you need them for. So that is valuable for some people. And so you have 50 million of each resource that you want to get for day 1. Day 1's pretty straightforward. Let's look at day 2. Day 2's where some of the harder ones can appear. So the Unstoppable one that I was talking about earlier is just killing boss monsters. So it says 20 boss monsters with the power of above 3.3 million, 50, and then 50 above 9.9, 100 above 9.9, 100 above 59.5, and 200 above 59.5 million. The nice thing about this is if you're just really targeting the normal boss rallies that you might be doing, like boss 9 and above, Vikings, Hydras, the general things that you probably do anyway, this is just going to happen. And really the best time to complete Unstoppable is when there's a Viking event, because really you can finish this whole thing in one day if you have an active alliance doing Vikings all the time. Anything above, I want to say somewhere around boss level 30 for Vikings, well, maybe 35. These will start to become active. So, you know, 200 is pretty easy to accomplish when everyone's doing 15, 20 Vikings of that potential, right? And then you also have, you know, your boss 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that can add to that. Hydras can add to that. Another easy source of getting that one complete is knights. So you have those junior knights and senior knights on the map. Seniors are pretty tough, but the juniors a lot of people can kill pretty easily. So that is a good source as well to complete this. This is one of the harder ones, although it is significantly easier these days than it was in the past. Okay, moving on. Consuming stamina. If you are completing Unstoppable, then you're definitely consuming the stamina to get those bosses done. So that just happens. Teamwork. All you gotta do is make sure you are donating in your alliance every day. Just the max donation one time every day allows you to complete this over the course of the event. If you do more, great. And then also clicking the timer, you know, the helping hands kind of thing. If you get that done just regularly, you're going to accomplish this. Those are kind of passively going to happen. Healing on day 3, Heart of Healing. Just heal 50,000 troops. If you don't have troops to heal, then go wound some tier 1 warriors. And, you know, 50,000 tier 1 warriors, or you just get them in your hospital and heal them. You don't really need to heal max rank ones. Level 1 works just fine. Same thing with powerful troops over here. It says train troops, but it doesn't necessarily say you have to train really high level troops. You can train 200,000 tier 1 catapults, which cost nothing. And then you'll get those rewards. And research stones, very valuable. So it is worthwhile to get these complete. And remember that every time you complete that, you also get this chest as well. So it doubles up. Offering. This one you need to put a little more planning and effort into. If you just do the regular shrine offering, like I'll show you over here, I usually do 6 every day, but that's not going to get you anywhere near where you need to complete that. So I do my 6 every day just to get to this point, but if I was trying to complete this, I might increase that to 10 per day, and that still might not be enough. So let me get back here. So one strategy that I do, and I've said this in a couple of videos, is I like to store up the tributes. So let's see how many I have right now. I've got 133 stored up, and I don't even think I've used all my alliance points. So, you know, I could do it if I wanted to. Let's check how many you need for King's Path. To complete King's Path, you need 100. So if you have 7 days of this event and you are doing 10 every day, that's going to bring you to 70, which is pretty close. And then you can just do tributes. Or you could do 6 every day, and then on one of the last days you do gem all the way to where it starts being 1500 or whatever, like the max, and then just offload all your tributes, which you'll get prestige, and it's a great thing to do anyway. And then you'll get this stuff at the end. Refine stones are great, so it is, you know, worthwhile to do. I always need refine and research stones. Those are probably the 2 hardest things to obtain in this game, is enough of these stones. So to make use of that ahead of time, even if you're not there in the game, collect them because you will need them later. All right, day 4, sharp weapons, refine 100 times. Notice I don't have that done because I'm not really making a super effort on that right now, but it doesn't tell you, again, that you need to, actually probably easier to go to my forge. You don't necessarily need to do refinement on your max level stuff, right? If I go and I try to refine this thing, I should probably go to refine to do that. So if I'm trying to do some refining on one of my rings here, it costs 200 stones and 1 million gold every time I try to do that. I'm going to run out very quickly. I'm not going to be able to do that. However, I do have some not so great gear, like these blues over here, and it only costs 1 and 10,000 gold. So 1 goes a lot further than 200. I can do 200 ones instead of 1 200. So if you just want to complete that, just choose a bad piece of gear, blue or something like that, and just spam it until you finish. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, that's an easy one here. I'll just complete that now. So spin the wheel 100 times, that just really means 10 refreshes. So I'm at 40 right now. If I just do my 2 spins a day that I usually do with Robin Hood, I'm not going to complete, but I mean, it doesn't take much effort here. Let me just do a couple spins here. So I was at 40, now I'm at 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So I've got that. All right, that one's complete. Okay, so I can pick up those rewards. That's definitely worthwhile to do because of all the refining stones that you get. I mean, that's a good source just to, get that stuff done. This, just make sure you're collecting your resources. If you're active, there's no way you're not going to complete that unless you're maybe level 10, 15 keep. You might not produce that much. But that's a pretty easy one to get through. And lastly, day 5, here's where some of my challenges are. Undefeated, I'll give you a tip on that one in a second. Let me talk about Warhorn. Warhorn is just participating in Alliance Wars. I haven't been super active, so I don't even have this done in the last 2 days. I still need, I'll definitely have it done, but I just need to participate in 60. So this is my day 5. It's been 1 day and I've already got 45, and I haven't even been doing a whole lot today. So it is pretty easy to complete, especially if it appears before Unstoppable, because you're going to be working that one. And it just kind of passively happens. Market trade, though, is one that I have a challenge with often. As soon as it opens up, if I'm trying to complete this, I really hope that my market trade appears day 2, day 3, day 4, before day 5, because it's pretty challenging to get that number of purchases in black market without spending a ton of gems. I have a lot of gems right now, and that's from server versus server, so I could complete it now. But what I notice about the black market is that the first 3 free refreshes, they give you the ones that you can buy with resources very often, and then as soon as it starts to be a gem refresh, they want you to spend more gems, so that you pretty much only get this kind of a screen often. And I'll show you that. I'm going to buy a couple things. I like to buy gear, like Monarch gear, not this kind of gear, but Monarch gear in here sometimes. It's not the best source, but if I have to buy something, then I will, like that. The only Monarch gear I'll never buy in here are the Construction Crown and the Research Crown, because they are just overpriced. But look, 3 refreshes in, and all I see are gems. Eventually, I'll see something that requires resources, but you know, often it looks just like this, and it makes it very challenging to get things to purchase. So as soon as that pops up, if it's day 3, day 4, then you're a little bit luckier. Make sure that you are purchasing everything that is resource. And let's see if I can get one example here. Not those. Oof. Nothing yet. See, this is why this one is so challenging, because you just blow through your gems so quickly if you haven't planned this one out. Yeah, see? This is insane. All right, so anyway, you'd see normally these kind that are like, I get these kind all the time, 24-hour speed ups for your quarry, your mine, your farm, your mill, but it's a lower quantity, not gems. It'll be like 60,000 of some kind of a resource, or 150,000. Sometimes you'll get wheel spins for the Wheel of Fortune as well. Pick those up. I don't get them all the time, but if it means that I can collect that Black Fortune stuff faster, that's when I'll do it. All right, I'm done wasting my gems here. I'm trying to save them up for a future event, so I don't want to spend too much. But okay, I'll buy 4 more just to get here. Okay, let's buy 4 more. What other stuff? Here's one. Here's an example. 75,000 for 1 spin. I wouldn't normally get that, but when it's this event, I want to spend easily obtainable things like this as much as possible. Okay, and don't need that. 1 more. Let's go with that. Okay, so just about done here. My market trade. So again, this is, you need 100. So the more you can get in the early days, the better. If not, make sure you have 100 or 200,000 gold, or gems, not gold, saved up, because it can cost that much just to get the items. I mean, you get items too, just by purchasing them, but it would be nice not to have to spend too much if you're trying to complete the whole event. Okay, so what else? And the last one. So this one, I'm going to talk about this in the next video as well, but I'll give you some tips here. This one is, there's 2 parts. The first one is attack some level keep above your main city and win for 5 times. So that one, the easiest thing to do is find a dead city that has no troops and just hit it 5 times and win. Assuming that you're strong enough to do a kill on a dead city. Like if you're level 10 keep, don't go and try to hit a level 35 keep, even if it's dead, because the archer tower will probably kill your troops. But if you know you can beat it, then go ahead and do that. And you just attack 5 times, get it done, and you'll get the rewards for that. The rewards here aren't that great, but when it does cross over with the other mini event, the Gather Troops, it can be pretty significant. So keep that in mind. The other thing here is to kill 100,000 other players' troops. And the easiest way to do that is a strategy that we use in our alliance, where we just have every member sends a few troops to the alliance city, and then somebody's alt or some lower player will have 100,000 tier 1 troops, and they'll just attack the alliance city with that. So it costs next to nothing, and then everybody in the alliance is able to complete that quest. And that's how we deal with that, because not everybody, especially the smaller players, can go around hunting, or not everybody has the time to complete that all the time. So that is an easy solution, and it's one where everybody benefits all at once. Okay, that's it for this video. I'm going to stop this one, and then I'm going to record the next one, and the next one is Gather Troops, and that one is a little bit harder. Well, not a little bit harder, significantly harder to complete, but the rewards for it are much better as well. So take a look for that video, and try to ask any questions. If you want any clarification, I'd be happy to answer in the comments.